The San Antonio Spurs cannot keep hiding this. Victor Wembenyama has now been listed at 7'5" after coming into the league at being just 7'3". And looking at this picture of him next to Tim Duncan and David Robinson, mind you, Robinson was listed at 7'1" throughout the course of his NBA career. Now, yes, he's probably slouched down a little bit, but Wemby still towers over both he and Tim Duncan, another former 7-footer that was a Spurs great. And I mean, not only has he somehow grown, the dude is also bulked up. I mean, just moving Luke Cornett right out of the way, getting right to this rim. I mean, that's what was posted from the Spurs' first inter-squad scrimmage down in Austin, Texas. And I mean, yeah, the video's not glitching. He just shouldn't be able to do that. Look at the long stride, cross-court pass falling out of bounds. Harrison Barnes knocks it down. Again, listed at 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan. I think he's about 7'5", 7'6", if you really look at him compared to a lot of other 7-footers in this league, and the fact that he's still so young, he's still growing. 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, with 3.8 blocks while shooting 48% from the field and 35% from three. Those were his numbers last year. Now, this year, I think could be a different story. Against Washington, he showed off how explosive he could be with 50 points and 6 rebounds, hitting pick and pop threes from all over the court, and I really can't wait for this season to get started. Even though I'm a Hornets fan, I can't wait to watch Wemby this year. The dude is just going to take the league by he legitimately could be top 5 on both sides of the ball. And really his breakout, in my opinion, was on Christmas Day when everybody was watching, and he dropped 42 and 18 with 4 blocks on the New York Knicks, knocking this three down, fading away in the corner. Then he's going to turn around and tell the bench about it. Finding Sohan here as the entire defense is attracted to him as he's right here at the free throw line. Sohan's just going to slip in behind him, and he's just going to lob one up, and Sohan's going to dunk it or lay it in with ease. And then this is alien-like activity, just going up and snatching this with one hand and then being quick off the floor and dunking it again. Although if he wasn't quick off the floor, I don't think anybody's doing anything about that. So you got Wemby, who's bulked up and is taller. Then you got Fox, who is now healthy, coming off of a year where he had a broken finger in his shooting hand. Now, let's take a look at 2 years ago where he averaged 27 a game with 5.5 assists and 4.5 rebounds on 47% shooting from the field and 38% from three on about 8 attempts a game. And keep in mind, he's just 28 years old, right? He is coming into a year right in the center of his prime, playing on the best team by far that he's ever played on. I think De'Aaron Fox is in for probably the best year of his career. Maybe not statistically, but from an overall impact on the game, best year of his career. They're running back the same lineup from last year that we got to see for like 10 games, so didn't get to see much of it at all, but now they've got a full offseason under their belt to get ready for the year. Harrison Barnes is back. I think, yes, he will start at 43% shooting from beyond the arc on 4.5 attempts. That's a guy that I'd want in my lineup if I was the Spurs. Just somebody that can impact the game without having to touch the ball. And then when he does, he's a very high percent shooter. The big changes come from the bench with guys like Dylan Harper, Champagnie, Carter Bryant, potentially Jeremy Sohan, Luke Cornett. Maybe Keldon Johnson is the backup 3 instead of a guy like Carter Bryant. You got Kelly Olynyk there as well. The reigning Rookie of the Year, who nobody likes to talk about, and Stephon Castle is here, who is a good scorer, a better defender. He averaged 14.7 points, 4.1 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and a steal last year in just 27 minutes a night. The efficiency is a question mark, and it will need to be improved this year, but I think he can improve it without much doubt. It shouldn't be that much of a problem for him to improve his jumper, especially with the Spurs shooting staff, which has been notorious for turning bad shooters into good shooters. 6'6", with a 6'9" wingspan. He's got one thing to focus on this offseason, and if he focused on it, he'll be just fine. Comes in at 215 as well, so big body guy that can really defend. And then Dylan Harper, right? The draft pick that they got, of course, they lucked into the number 2 overall pick. Never give the Hornets any luck. We're going to give it all to the Spurs, or never give the Jazz or anybody or the Wizards any luck at all. We're just going to give it all to the Spurs. They get a guy that averaged 25 and 4 with 48% shooting from the field last year at Rutgers. He's just going to walk in, and he might not even start. He probably won't even start. But he's going to be an absolute monster off the bench for this Spurs team, playing his way into his role. And maybe the growth is stunted at first, but we're talking about a 6'6" point guard with a 215-pound frame that really physically resembles Cade Cunningham. He doesn't have the three-point shooting that Cade had coming out of college, but nonetheless, Dylan Harper is a guy that yes, like I said, he's going to struggle early probably because there is a very loaded guard room ahead of him. But when he's on the floor by himself and is the number one option, he's dangerous, especially working out of that pick and roll. We'll see a lot of pick and rolls with Cornette or Kelly Olynyk off the bench. You got Carter Bryant as well, who in my opinion was their best, value-wise, was their best pick in this class. I mean, we're talking about a guy that legitimately could become Kawhi Leonard 2.0. He's not as good on the ball defensively, but at 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, he's got all the tools. As you can see here, gets beat back door, but he's going to recover and go up and block it. He doesn't have the physical tools that Kawhi had to that extent, but he's still got some darn good physical tools, right? 6.5 points a game and 4 rebounds last year and 19 minutes a game at Arizona. You might be like, why in the world is that your favorite pick in the class? He only shot 46% from the field, 37% from 3-on-3 attempts, but in conference, did shoot 40% from 3-on-3 attempts, and per 36 minutes, he averaged 14 a game with 6.5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. He has all the makings of a 3-and-D wing in this league, and this is the exciting part. Jab step, 1 dribble, 3 ball. Nothing you can do about that right there at the college level, and there's not much you can do about it at the NBA level either. He misses the 3 here, but he gets his own miss and goes up and flushes it. He's got ridiculous bounce. And then this has got every scout at every level of basketball getting him a little excited, being able to trail that screen and get the block and then save it, and then up top set play off the zone, and he's going to kiss the rim as he dunks it. Then you got Kelly Olynyk as well, another veteran that they brought in. I thought this was a very underrated move, bringing in a guy like Kelly Olynyk, who will be 34 this season, but he's been there and he's done that at pretty much every spot in the NBA you could think of. 6'11", with a 6'10 wingspan, he's played for probably 15 teams, and here he is bringing the ball up and knocking down a 3-ball as a center. Right, he has completely transformed his game in that manner, where now he can stretch the floor a little bit. Averaged 11.6 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and a steal in 25 minutes last year. Shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3 on 2 attempts per game. Kelly Olynyk is that guy. Right off the bench, he's not going to be an all-star or anything, but he's going to be a fantastic depth piece for this Spurs team. I really thought he was one of the more underrated free agents this year, or one of the more underrated veterans that you could add to the squad. I mean, here he is taking Azar Thompson off the dribble. And now you've got him and Cornette coming off that bench, beefing up that backup 5 spot, and they got him for essentially nothing. That second-round pick is like the worst of 5 different teams. So it's going to be pick 60, pretty much. And you go out and get Olynyk to go with Cornette, really beefing up that backup 5 spot, like I said, on a 4-year, $41 million deal. You can debate in the comments if you want if that's an overpay. I don't see it. I think that's pretty good value in the modern NBA. And yes, he only averaged 6 and 5 with a block last year in 18 minutes. He shot 67% from the field, whatever. Didn't shoot threes. Well, he has in the past. We've seen him in the 2018-19 season when he played for the Knicks. He shot 35% from 3 on 4.2 attempts, which isn't great, but it's not bad by any means for a stretch 5. So maybe he can bring a little bit of that to the table. Again, the Spurs shooting coaches are notoriously very good. Per 36 minutes, he put up a really solid stat line, and he played good in the playoffs last year. And at 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan, you love to have these guys walking around, especially as your backup big, behind a guy that might be 7'6" at this point in his career. Nobody really knows. The Spurs are going to be dang good next year. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to the like button. Leave me a comment down below and that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.